Please subscribe and follow my channel for more information. Hello. Now, let's begin with one of top-tier WWE experts deciphered why the Day of Judgment deceived Rhea Ripley and the SummerSlam priest Damian. In 2024, Sam Roberts provided an excellent rationale for what reason Dominic Mysterio and Finn Balor abandoned their previous companions at the most extravagant celebration of the Balor cheated on a priest over the summer of his championship bout with Gunther, leading him to waver from the World Heavyweight Championship. Conversely, Championship Mysterio ensured that Liv Morgan maintained her Women's World Championship matchup versus Mommy on several recent Nat Sam's Wrestling podcasts. This episode, all of the topics that Roberts brought up transpired during SummerSlam, and his unfiltered provided an informed rationale for choose to launch the Judgment Day, Holy Man and Ripley when you genuinely consider regarding it, isn't it? The speaker was Finn Balor. All that I've been saying throughout. At the period when Rhea Ripley had departed, the priest Damian was offering St. Dominic when he wasn't acting. Mysterio had a tough time being a part of the team. He was performing on the job person while the others in the group. She seems to be using this lift stuff as a type of, in fact, served our purposes well, and it was the priest Damian and likely his allegiance to Rhea Ripley, who is obviously not going anywhere. Oh no, he couldn't understand. With the remainder of the crew, Robert exclaimed, between 1138 and 122, Sam Roberts, wherein Liv Morgan's deeds may have become stuck. Alongside the other jury members, the day he brought up the fact that the narrative is concerning their actions, whether good and bad, but in terms of the collective good, you believe in the righteousness of your actions, regardless of whether you believe your actions are when you seek out what is good and righteous all around, and the remainder of the individuals in our group is proceeding normally. Alternative, and then you must decide, in order to ensure that either of your lads faction or act in accordance with your moral convictions. I understand, but I won't be surprised if everyone in the gang has left you. Robert said between 1213 and 1240, regardless if occurred during SummerSlam, the late Rhea Ripley, together with Raw, they were Damian Priest standing tall, triumphed over the assault of their previous members of the stable, and eliminated J.D. McDonald, effortlessly made his case to WWE Hall of Fame. The Rhea Ripley he admires in a chat with a sports journalist covering wrestling. Bill, the senior editor, wanted to know his opinion on Rhea Ripley. The WWE alumnus shared his thoughts on he holds the Eradicator in high regard, known as D-Bomb-Com. As much as I like Rhea, I adore her man. D-Bomb-Com, the woman has it all figured out, dude. She is a Hellcat dude, and she's blazing hot. Hogan stated that sections 356 to 406 before Ripley, in the year that she triumphed over, attending WrestleMania 39 with Charlotte Flair, competed in WrestleMania as a champion 40, in which she ably defended the women's global title matchup versus man, the WWE Universe is not Becky Lynch's. Not familiar with stunning deceit and shocking turns of events, however, the events leading up to the Day of Judgment started a chain reaction in the WWE realm as the group's dynamics underwent an unexpected shift that has analysts and fans baffled. Same shock, the question landed on everyone's wondering when the lights went out on Judgment Day. Damian, Rhea Ripley, and clergymen. In this exclusive study, we investigate in great detail the causes this act of treachery by investigating the factors driving the changing loyalties and the consequences that this will bring forth in terms of WWE as the Day of Judgment approaches. Though on the last day, a unified front that tormented the WWE team was a group. The organization was first founded to challenge, but has since grown on a foundation of common purpose and relentless ambition, spearheaded by Edge. Continue on current course and forge headway in WrestleMania as compared to other factions in the history of power battles in wrestling and competing prides ultimately resulted in its disintegration. Rhea Ripley, better known as Mother, among the group's most important persons who contributed an unusual combination of strength and violence until the end of days. With the priest Damian, they established strong partnership that enhanced one another's abilities. The supremacy of Rhea in the separation of women and the imposition of being there made them formidable, taken into consideration, so long as the team. Throughout time, the dynamics inside it also changed. Vulnerabilities that have plagued WWE fans for months had hypothesized regarding the increasing strain upon the Day of Judgment when the group seemed to be united at first glance, subtly displayed indications of discord. Priest Damian's recent victories, not least his victory with the bank account, started to change the power dynamic. After he is satisfied, the priest within the group, as an obedient enforcer, began to display indications of drive that departed beyond what was initially intended by the organization. Rhea, in contrast, Ripley was support system for the Days of Judgment. The faction's trust in her was absolute, and on numerous occasions, she was the one who served as the group's unifying force during. On the inside of discord, though, as the aspirations of the priest, his distance from her increased as she grew older. Rhea, the undeniably strong connection between strains started to manifest in their bodies, causing rumors to escalate that something went unnoticed. At a pivotal moment, the last straw was encounter on WWE Raw involving Damian Priest in ideal situation to profit from his investment in the arrangement with a financial institution. The one and only Rhea Ripley created a choice that could change the trajectory of the Day of Judgment for all time in an instant of what seemed like reluctance. Rhea did not supply the required backup, causing the priests to miss out on a crucial possibility, even though the occurrence appeared. For some, it was an unintentional, evident sign that dedication inside the. As the final Day of Judgment drew near, as the betrayal unfolds, it becomes clear that, just as startling as it had to have been during an intense SmackDown match, disputes on the Day of Judgment, a decisive moment, the priest Damian looked dramatically concerned by what transpired on Raw, questioned Rhea Ripley face-to-face in the arena, began with an angry dispute and escalated rapidly, came to a violent confrontation. As the two sides engaged in a violent altercation, while the remainder of the group observed in stunned stillness as the altercation escalated. Dominic Mysterio and Finn Balor, still present on the Day of Judgment, decided upon a course of action that, though the destiny of the faction, in a breathtaking show, accused Rhea Ripley of betrayal. They beheaded her, Priest Damian launching an assault on them whilst brutal accuracy. The deception was quick and violently abandoning Rhea and the priest, damaged and shattered in the heart of the. During the attack's aftermath, the ring, the Day of Judgment, proudly overlooking their slain soldiers, while Finn Balor maintains an ordained minister's bank bag to represent the group's fresh course of action. Everyone understood that Day of Reckoning left no space for weakness and would not hesitate to eliminate any danger to the faction's supremacy, regardless of the cost. Risking their relationship with WWE analysts and following this unexpected shift up, Corey Graves, an analyst for WWE, provided his understanding of. In Graves' view, betrayal begins with the seeds. Disagreements on the Day of Judgment had been started much in advance of the actual treachery occurred regarding Damian and Ripley. The priests were the ones who really drove the final remembrance cemetery described. But when you own a pair of formidable people who have their own aspirations, those are certain to happen eventually. Conflicting ambitions, a priest's view on possibility to rise to the position of coming up next, and when none of Rhea Ripley's completely back him up, and it was the start. In the very end, Graves also noted that when it came to the betrayal, Finn Balor was paramount. Finn Balor possesses exceptional strategies. He witnessed the widening gap between Rhea and it was utilized by Damian for his benefit from forming an alliance with Dominic Mysterio, who has a background of his own. Family treachery in order to guarantee that on Judgment Day, the kingdom would remain strong. When the betrayal is in his hands, Graves claimed that it was about more than authority, though it concerns. Judgment Day is a subset of survival, where dominance is fostered, and where Damian concerns about the priest's aspirations grew. That supremacy the gang had to come up with.
Yes.
Where devotion is frequently a rarity in the WWE, factions are unable to afford the consequences. Also, Rhea Ripley's future plans. Judgment Day is currently out of reach for Damon Priest. Both superstars' futures are not sure. The women's wrestling legend Rhea Victor is not going to fade into uncertainty about her strength and grit will probably cause her to bail. Return much more powerful than before, seeking retribution against her previous companions. Now, however, Damian, the priest, becomes stuck at junction where he has deposited his funds. Ongoing agreement he possesses have the ability to alter the WWE scene. Nevertheless, without the support of the decision, if he keeps going, he'll eventually achieve significantly more. Difficult in preparation for the Day of Judgment. Group might have eliminated what was once seen as lack of strength, but the betrayal has caused scars that are difficult to mend. Dominic Mysterio and Finn Balor could take pride in their newly acquired strength. They are now faced with the additional danger of punishment from Damian and Rhea Ripley, clergymen who, without a doubt, will attempt to regain the lost ground in WWE. Continuity is frequently challenged when dealing with. During the Day of Judgment, it served as a trial that, in the end, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley betrayed their trust, failing to deliver stimulus that, within the realm of trustworthy professional wrestlers, commodity and typically form partnerships in the middle of the ever-changing desert.